People say, oh, gee, both men and women like attractive partners. But an attractive man is not quite the same as an attractive woman. There's pickiness in both men and women, but we're picky about slightly different things.
The difference between what the sexes want in a partner is reflected in the way they present themselves. Women are the fairer, more ornamented sex, but in the animal kingdom, it's different. Males have developed elaborate adornments to attract the attention of would-be mates. Male peacocks have eye-catching feathers. There's the bold mane of a dominant lion. Human males don't sport such obvious anatomical adornments, but there's one thing they do have: toys.
A car says a lot about you. It makes you look more stable. It makes you look better. It attracts more. It brings those eyes from the ladies. I mean, that's what it is. A car, in a way, makes you. Because what you drive is what you are.
So human beings, as typical mammals, the selectiveness of females for dominant males leads to competition amongst males. It leads to various kinds of showing off. It's sort of the same thing in a lot of other mammalian species. If you go up to the Rocky Mountain National Park, you'll find those bighorn sheep. The males arrive before the females do, and they butt their heads against one another. The females don't even care to watch the competition. What the females want to know is who won. And so, in some sense, these auto clubs are probably very similar to that the men are just saying, hey, look, the other guys look up to me. And what the women are paying attention to is which guy is at the top of this status. They let the men do the work of deciding who's on top, and then they choose them as mates.
Well, you know, we want somebody, you know, that, well, I would call a boss, that's, you know, doing big things, that's handling his business. So, you know, he has nice clothes, dressed nice, nice car. I mean, he takes care of himself. He cares about his appearance.
The reason women are choosier about men is because sex can be much costlier for them. Men can have sex and walk away. Women could face 9 months of pregnancy and years of childcare. Women want good genes and deep pockets.
A good analogy is this: if you're going to go out to eat in Los Angeles tonight, you're going to spend $200. You'll read the restaurant reviews, you'll be very careful, and you'll be very disappointed if you don't get a really good meal. If you're going to spend $5 and get something off some guy on the street, you'll be happy with a lot less. Now, from the perspective of evolution, men have the option, all mammalian males have the option of a $5 dinner. Females do not.
Women's desire to share the burden leads them to search for clues beyond simple physical attractiveness. Clues to a man's status, wealth, and overall suitability as a partner and protector of her and her brood. Researchers in Austria have shown that women can actually change their perception of a man based on the car he drives. They asked women to rate pictures of the fronts of cars, just as they would rate photos of men.
Car faces and the form of car fronts actually affect our perception of them and which personality we would attribute to this car. Women actually prefer cars which show dominance and power, which could also have something to do with the fact that we assume that this kind of car is safer, and it's usually the more expensive type of car.
A lot of what goes on in mating is truth in advertising. People are basically trying to say, here's what I have going for me, and they try to amplify it.
I mean, he might not be the most attractive, but when you find out, you know, that he's got it together, he's got swag, he's got style, he's a top dog, that makes me want him, you know, opposed to the other ones, because he's a top dog.
The bottom line is you need a tight car, a nice car, to get a nice chick.
Men prioritize physical attractiveness, women prioritize status. Human reproduction is not just about sex, okay? Choosing a partner is a small part of the game. You then have to keep that partner. You have to build a nest, in a sense, with that partner, and then you need to raise children together. And so even attractive women will marry men who are not as handsome as they are beautiful, because they're trading for other sorts of characteristics. for resources or commitment.
A small experiment reveals just how directly social and financial status can change a woman's perception of a man. Photographs were taken of the men from the mate pairing experiments wearing normal clothes. Each man was assigned a fake job. Some worked retail, others became high-flying music executives. The pictures were then shown to random women on the street. Based on his physical attractiveness, this man got a 4 out of 10 in the lab test. But give him an annual income of $245,000 and a high-status job.
I would say maybe an 8.
Okay, 7.
I'd probably do 6 or 7 because of money.
This guy got a 9 in the lab, but now with a 23 grand a year paycheck from an office supply store, he experienced a serious loss of sex appeal.
A 5. 4.
And this guy, who ranked lowest of all the men in the lab, got a boost from his imaginary 6-figure software business.
A 10.